All right, here we are, moving right along on to game number 5, and playing on the blue side for Team Fire is 3-time Worlds participant 5. If you count the analyst desk, it's DoubleLift.
I like it. En la otra esquina, representando a un jugador de China, un jugador con complejo de Godby. We1less.
Very nice, very nice. Que comience la batalla!
Back to the caster desk, Krepo, another 1v1. I think actually it's been going pretty fast so far. There have been so many games here ending way before the 100 CS mark. This one is actually the one I look forward to the most.
Yeah.
Because it is DoubleLift.
Tell me why.
Made it to the final last time. Lost to Bjergsen in some mirror matches, so it was very difficult, especially the Z versus
He got
Zed.
baited into a Z match and a Velcro.
Definitely did.
It tells us a lot about DoubleLift. Great mechanics.
Takes challenge.
Not the best decision making.
Or maybe the decision making was a little bit off, but We1less is obviously a guy a lot of people will remember as Godby from Worlds last year, from LGD, where he had such a poor tournament. Like Varus arrows, they went the wrong way, and everything just went wrong for him. This year in the LPL, he's had fantastic periods of time, of play, and
less fantastic.
Really terrible ones, to be honest. Most of Summer Split, though, he was actually very good, especially towards the end of it. So I really want to see what he can do, because mechanically he is such a gifted player, but so is DoubleLift.
And DoubleLift, honestly, was fantastic last year in the 1v1s. So much as we like to joke about him because he can take them, he is extremely proficient, especially in trades on AD carries. He really understands when is the right time to go for a minion, and when is the right time to go for a trade.
And we get to see some of the AD carries being removed, obviously, because you are playing as a mid laner versus an AD carry. Syndra has to be taken away. Something like LeBlanc is something that We1less can play, but he also has a pocket pick. He played a lot of Corgi mid lane in the LPL, and I think Corgi is just fine in the 1v1 map if you don't feel too comfortable playing like one of the available AD carries.
The problem with Corgi is, I would say maybe mana, but
mana
if you optimize your poke again on minions and champions at the same time, you can whittle down the sustain game. One final ban remaining here. I like that we're getting rid of, hopefully we get a cannon ban so we can still see things spiced up.
Yeah, some new things all the time. I think there's been a lot of diversity so far, which has been very interesting to watch. Things like Tom Kench is still available. Not expecting any of these two guys to play it. That one was probably not needed versus DoubleLift. Wrong guy in the bot lane, I feel, with that ban.
They might be setting up for the LeBlanc pick that he wants to go for, though. If you play versus Draven, the dash cancel is embedded in that kit. Obviously, other AD carries can't do that. Because if you screw a LeBlanc out of her W advancement, obviously, she's going to have a hard time.
Would be great to finally see LeBlanc here. She's a pick that's obviously banned quite often after the rework. She's definitely the strongest assassin right now, but too strong here and there as well. And it is a champion that We1less has played so many times in the past. Always been a great assassin player. He's also very known for his Diana, but it's such a risky pick in this 1v1 mode because you have to just all in basically, and he might not want to risk it in the first game he's playing.
Yeah, also a melee matchup that is very mana gated is going to be hard to play. New Twitch could be very interesting for 1v1s.
Yeah, one of the problems though in this matchup specifically is that when Twitch will throw down his poison, which is such a big part of stacking up the poisons, of stacking up the poisons for expunge in the early game, LeBlanc can obviously like jump out of it very easily, so it can be actually hard to get enough stacks on him.
But she has to jump out of it defensively, because if Twitch plays, let's say, that happens, you throw out your W, LeBlanc advances forward, she's playing in the minion wave as well, where she kind of has to fight the Twitch and the minions, and then if she goes backwards, she gets more stacks on the back end.
Yeah, she should be able to out-trade him though, if she actually gets in the face of the Twitch and his W is lying in the back where the distortion came from. That should be fine for We1less here. It's definitely like the burst mage versus the AD carry who wants like longer trades, fully stack up the poison. Risky choice from DoubleLift, but Twitch is super good right now.
Level 6 actually introduces an interesting spike for Twitch, because just the sheer amount you can outrange the LeBlanc with, making her kind of engage very predictable.
She can just always close the gap so easily against the Twitch. Like, yes, he can outrage her for like 1 or 2 hits.
I mean, that might be enough. I mean, this champion is very squishy. Exhaust is king on the Howling Abyss.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ignite comes out. There's DoubleLift not going for heal, obviously, because that gets countered by Ignite a lot on these matches. Remember, these guys usually have actual blind pick. That's why we very rarely see a heal.
DoubleLift makes it into the bush first. It gets
That's really good.
a few hits up, but again, We1less can
Yeah,
recall.
he can base, but having control of second brush is important.
And
Twitch poison.
the poison actually making it harder for We1less to recall. So by the time he's back in base now, minions should be ready to spawn and might cost him just a little bit in the end, because there's the minions.
It
at
doesn't matter that
45.
he's in time for experience. It matters that he loses right to first engagement on the wave, which means DoubleLift will have the push going, and that is very needed for Twitch.
Yeah.
If you push in an 80 carry like Twitch, he's going to suffer.
And one of the big things, especially when one guy is slightly behind on how fast they make it to the middle, is if you can make it into the second brush, like the enemy's brush, it's so easy for you to like weave in and get like again that green phallus gives extra auto attack on them, making it much harder for them. Chain first from We1less does deal a lot of damage if you get the second proc.
It works if you're behind, because you know this 80 carry is going to kind of start walk up on you, like right there. But DoubleLift still had to push. Notice how he did. Once he's one minion ahead, he knows he can actually go for little trades in between as well. That's strong from DoubleLift.
Yeah, what DoubleLift also can do in this matchup, now that it's against an AP champion, is go Hexstringer.
Of course.
Which is so huge with Hexstringer, Barrier, Exhaust. Like, there's so many defensive tools against like a lot of burst from another champion, making it much easier for him to win trades. But that's obviously in 1300, 1400 gold.
Yeah, we're also about to witness the main weakness of a LeBlanc pick is CSing on a turret. Really hard to do so if you're not having access to continuous mana pool.
Yeah, we talked about how the tower works with the caster minions. With the melee minions, it's actually even more annoying because the tower will deal about 50% damage on the melee minion. So if you don't hit it at all, the tower will just take it down on the second shot, and there's really nothing you can do against it.
We1less went for a W that lasted a minion at the same time and hit DoubleLift, but his E missed, which gives DoubleLift the preferential trade. He needs to keep this wave position like this, though. He's waiting for the minion, the relic to spawn. He gets it. These guys obviously have practiced a metric ton of games, so they know exactly when this relic comes out.
Yeah, LeBlanc will keep missing CS on the tower 100%. And also allowing DoubleLift to throw the poison down exactly where he did it here. So We1less has to decide between standing in the poison and getting the last hit.
But DoubleLift just took a power shot there. That's the problem. This poison will continuously give you tower aggro the second you step forward, because DoubleLift was setting up to punish We1less when he went for a CS, but the tower triggered a lot earlier than he expected.
And this was huge because DoubleLift instantly used Exalt. We1less kept his. He went for like a bait all in, where he goes for the summoner spell, jumps instantly back, and now, because he has Distortion, he can close the gap again with Exhaust.
He can go for a fake base into Q.
Oh, he tried to
Because the chain is down. If he
use the sweeper! There we go. Damn, I got so into that.
Don't yell that loud, man.
Yeah!
We can hear. They're like really close.
Got the spot. That's why you go with sweeper. You actually can't go any ward trinkets anyway, because they wouldn't make any sense on this map here. And We1less again, he wants to jump in with Distortion, Exhaust onto DoubleLift, and try and all in him in that potential trade, but there is still barrier for the Twitch.
Oh, this is going to be big punish. Second, the W misses here. The momentum shifts to DoubleLift. The lane is neutral right here. DoubleLift has access to the creeps earlier. Look, yeah, he's just going to use that W for wave clear. DoubleLift taking control again on the matchup.
Definitely, but We1less constantly moving forward. It seems like he just wants a bit of poke damage. Now DoubleLift will have to be so careful because We1less can actually engage and take him down. I like how We1less is just playing like the poke game. It looks like he's all-inning every time, but he instantly jumps back.
Yeah, DoubleLift sitting on 1,200 gold, going to base here.
Bought a Thorn's Blade, and then we're like, whoops, wrong item, sold it again. And of course, it's going towards Hexstringer. We1less might have to just push this out and go back because he doesn't want to be this many items down. But once level 6 first, most likely.
Reset the wave as well, but look at how annoying it is for LeBlanc. She never wants to use spells on the waves.
Yeah, and she's actually too far away from level 6 to get it before DoubleLift is back in this lane here. So he's not really losing out on anything, and he is going to get quite an advantage on CS.
Yeah, he could actually just freeze here too, to deny a couple of creeps. But again, this is not in the matchup where it goes to 100 CS. If this was a 100 CS matchup, a freeze would deny about 4 creeps by the time We1less is back. But it would put you on the risk of then having to CS on a tower. You would only freeze if you have an AoE champion that then can then immediately clear out the wave.
And now if you guys look at the items, you see DoubleLift had to spend all his gold on actual items and no sustain in here other than what he gets from the Dorn's Blades here. Where We1less actually managed to get some sustain with the potion, and that can be very important when he's jumping in and poking and then jumping back and trying to out-sustain a little bit.
We are looking at a minor experience advantage for DoubleLift, though. This may just end Once he hits level 6, he is super close right now. You guys can't see it from the camera. It's obviously blocking it.
I really like that trade from We1less there. He jumps in with the W, so he applies his Signal of Malice, the passive now. Oh, we'll actually see if they're going all in.
3 chains.
He can go for it. Just go for it, man. One more hit. Almost too easy in the end. As soon as he got level 6,
Yeah.
jumps in.
We hype it up. Minion wave positioning, Hex Drinker timings.
Didn't matter at all. The level 6 from Twitch
Oh, he knows.
is a great tool in team fights. In the 1v1, it did make a big difference.
It's a great tool in 1v1s if you actually outrange somebody. If you like mindlessly walk up to a brush.
Of course, if you pick a champion that can't like gap close and there's no snowball or ghost or anything, yes.
And he walked up to a brush. He canceled like 2 auto attacks.
He would have probably lost that trade no matter what. We1less was on like 60% HP when the trade actually ended.
So disappointing. Like we build all these stories about like, look how smart these players are. And then at the very end, it's just like, walk up to a level 6 LeBlanc guy.
Yeah, I mean, a LeBlanc pick as an assassin is supposed to kill AD carries early on. And as you can see, DoubleLift never really had enough damage to threaten the LeBlanc, and he got him down to 50%, basically, with that one. We1less not even smiling. He's like, business as usual. I'm done. I've taken down DoubleLift. And both North American players who made it to the final last year are out.
In round 1.
In round 1. Not good for Team Fire, but Team Ice, oh my, they're doing.
And these are all
good.
kind of sub 50 game wins as well. We're waiting obviously for Froggen to hopefully show up at this 1v1 tournament, pick some Nasus. Luckily for us, he isn't here.
No, luckily for us, he is not here. But we have 2 guys on stage. They're here and they're ready to yell again.